So I don't know about you guys, but I just spent the better half of an hour recording a video with my game volume blaring so you couldn't hear my voice. Great. Alright, so I've finally broken my hibernation and I've found myself on a new game. It's called Tales of Wind. And if you're into the MMORPG scene and you're into phone MMORPGs, I highly suggest taking a look at this one because it is ticking all of the checkboxes that I'm looking for in an MMORPG. There is ample amount of things to do when you find yourself out of things to do, as you generally do on any phone MMO. You'll have a daily limit of things you can do. You can only do this dungeon 3 times, this dungeon once, go fuck yourself this many times. It's really annoying, and that is like a game killer for me. It's a mood killer. I can't fully get into it because I'm getting into it and then all of a sudden, oh, come back in 12 hours and everything's reset. So that I don't like. But this, there is still a cap. So you can only do certain dungeons up to 3 times without the use of like extra entry tickets. So you can do dungeons potentially more than just the 3 times, but there is a cap, and there's a cap to pretty much everything, including your experience. But from leveling up, I'm near cap now. Not experience cap, I'm near level cap now, and I've only been on it for 2 days, and like I really barely ran into the experience cap. I ran into the experience cap one day, and I think there's still ways to get experience not involving the cap, so you can still get a bit past that. It's not a lot of experience, but you can work your way up from there. I'm just doing a little event now that, you know, comes in. There's events that happen throughout the day. You can see them. It'll pop up near the top right corner, and this one is called the Kingdom events, and this is broken up into stages, and they give a very good amount of experience, a very, very nice amount of experience. So they're definitely worth doing. All the events are worth doing because most of them have a cap, so you're going to want to get in there while you can. So that, I'm getting a lot of currency, which is the crowns, and then the experience. If you don't play the game, you don't know what experience is good, but that, just coming from a casual event, is really good. Alright, so that's enough of me talking about the super basic reasons why I like the game, but there are a lot of other things that are in the game that I am quite enjoying as well. So it seems I've done a lot of work on like the quality of life, so it's really enjoyable to make my way through the game. As you'd expect with most mobile games, it's got one of those auto features, so you've got auto run and you've got auto quest, and there doesn't seem to be a limit to this, so you can do this as much as you want. I mean, you could not use it at all if you really wanted, but I've found with mobile games, it's either got to be one or the other. You've either got to have it all free to play and you can just auto whenever you want, or you've got to have it no auto for anyone, because otherwise you just get greasy men with fat wallets and no lives, and they're always the top because they just buy all the auto and then no one else can keep up because they're not going to spend thousands on the game. But this, it's all free for that aspect. Obviously there is a little bit of pay to win for like enhancing materials and stuff. Naturally, as all games are, they need that to survive and thrive, but the auto is free, and that's what's necessary, I find. Alright, shit, it looks like I fucking died. So, where am I going to respawn? I'll just run back to the event, and I'll look up to the top right, and you can see there's the Kingdom button. It's like the top right button next to my minimap. If I click on this, it's going to pop up this interface, which just lays out all the things that I can do for the day. So, over to the right, there is more that's coming, and then starting over from the left, we've got the farm. Alright, I'll get into this. The farm is a... I'll talk about that in a minute. So you've got escort quests, very simple. This, if you're autoing, it autos from one to the other, so you'll just run through them. You get 5 per day, so that's really good to do. The affairs board, this is like a little dailies you can do. You get them reset every day. I think there's 15 of them you can do every day, and some of them give really decent rewards, so they're definitely worth doing when you can. See that 435k experience. I can read. That's a lot of experience, and I think it was 300 and something of those currencies times 2. So that there is a lot. Alright, I'm just going to AFK that. Alright, looking back at this interface, we've got the arena. So you can duel bots of other players up to 5 times per day, and then you get entries refreshed every 4 hours. So you can do a couple more than just the 5, and you get experience for whether you win or whether you lose. Just do it because experience is key. So the arena, that's pretty cool. You do get some rewards in there as well. But like I said, unfortunately, it is player versus bot player. So that's not real PvP, but there is actually some real PvP in the daily events that pop up, like the Kingdom event that I was talking about just then. There's other events pop up, and in some of them, you're on teams and you can PvP. There's also guild PvP, so you can fight other guilds, and that was pretty fun. little bit World of Warcrafty where you were fighting for resources. And then I think there might have been another PvP event where it was free for all, but I can't be certain on that. Looking at the interface again, there's the event square, which is, I suppose, a link to get to the event that like pretty much I'm doing at the moment. Then there's the card realm. So the card realm and the equipment realm, two different things. So the card realm, you get like items, you get cards, and they get socketed onto your gear, and they give some really good bonuses. I'll show you them in a second. And then the equipment realm, this you do to get equipment. And you can do it solo when you're on the easy ones, and then when you get to like hard or nightmare mode, for each dungeon you need a team. But don't worry about that, because you can actually team up with bots, and it makes it makes finding a party a lot easier because the bots are actually really strong. So moving on from that, I'll talk about that in a sec. And then we've got the Dragon's Treasure. So your bots can't really do this. If you do team up with a team of bots, be aware that they will just stand there and do nothing until the second phase. So you'll probably lose out on a lot of loot. But that's really good to do. That's definitely worth it. The Apocalypse, I think, only runs on certain days. And if you look at that red card there in the center, that's the one you want. That will give you a really good card once you stack up enough of them to actually create it. And then moving over, there's the promotion button, which I've already done. So you get promoted to level 50. And if anyone's at that stage and is really confused, you need to get 50 skill points as well. So if you go, let me just quickly into my skill tabs. Here, down the bottom right, you can redeem. You need to redeem your skill points until you've got, on the in the left side of the panel where it says assigned SP 51, you need that to be 50, as well as being level 50. Then you can get promoted. What was I talking about? Alright, back to this. So there was the promotion, and then there's Whitechapel, which to be honest, I haven't looked at yet, so I'm not sure what that is. And then there's more things as we go. Ruins Duel, so that one I'm going to unlock at a high level, and then there's things that are yet to come out, I think. Or unlock at Age of Sky. So that is when I think I get more points of some kind, and I unlock to a higher rank. So that one's out, but I'm not up to it yet. Are we still killing this thing? I don't know why I'm wearing this. No sound's coming through it. Alright, here we go, guys. We're coming into the final of this event. Once you finish, your counter gets to 100%. You still got to like time out of the event before it gives you the rewards. Less of the currency, less of the experience, but it's still very good. Overall, I got like 1 million experience, which, like, yeah, if you're not playing, you don't know what it is, but it's a lot. And my experience bar is looking a lot nicer than it was before. Alright, now I'll talk more about those cards that I was talking about. So if you go into your inventory, you can see, so there's my equipment, and alright, before I get to the cards, I'll show you the equipment. Each of the equipment can be enhanced, so you're obviously going to get more attack, more defense, more health from your gear, and then you can see at the bottom of my pieces, I've got those little icons of enemies or monsters. So if you go down to the next tab in your inventory, you get the card packs, and this is a cool feature of the game, which, I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of like just like sockets for gems, but instead of gems, you've got cards. So if you click on a card, you can see the stats that it gives, and some of them give really good stats. I know I'll scratch my neck there. You can see some of the stats on the cards, like this one overall is giving me 2,000 health, which when I've got 65k health is a fair amount. I've got such an itchy neck. But as I was saying, so if you look at this, I've got a lot of cards, and you can have up to 4 cards per piece of gear, it looks like. Yep. And these cards, depending on their color, so I've got a blue, I've got lots of purples, I've got a gold. The next card up is red, I'm pretty sure, and I think it might stop there, and I'm pretty sure that can get enhanced to like 15 or maybe even 18, but yeah, around there. So obviously, as you'd expect, enhancing your cards or your sockets and all your gear would give you a good boost to your offensive and defensive stats, which it does. But a really cool feature of this game, which I wasn't even sure about to start with, but I luckily stumbled upon, and I think everyone should know this, and I don't think it said it anywhere. But say I've got this weapon, which is +7. Alright, +7, and you can see all the cards that I've got in it. Now, you would think if I change weapon, it would go back to nothing. But let me just get this. If I put my new weapon on, I equipped it, and it's +7, and it's got all my cards in it. And the weapon in my inventory is back down to +0 with no cards. So your cards and the enhancements on your actual gear stay on you, even if you change your equipment. So spend every enhancement material you have and try to get stronger, because the stronger you are, the easier it'll be, and you can just change your gear. And so to enhance your gear, you have to go down to the workshop, which you can see on the right side. You can see there's more buttons there, and I can flick them in and out with a little thing just underneath my mini map. You go to your workshop, and this is where you can enhance your gear. Click them, and you can see the materials. They do change depending on what they are. So you've got like a lower level enhancement, and you've got a medium level, and then I think there's an even higher one for like plus 15 to plus 18 or something. And that one's really expensive. And next tab down, you've got your sockets. So I can add a socket to this. It's going to cost me some of that currency I just got from the mini game and some of my silver stars. Silver stars are like the piss easy currency that you don't really care about. So I'm going to do that because the sockets are worth it, because like I was saying, the sockets will carry over on all my pieces of equipment. So now on top of having your gear enhanced and your sockets all enhanced really high up, you also get pets or guardians in this game, and they are pretty strong. They were doing a lot more damage than I was doing when I first started. So I was like hitting maybe like 600 with my auto attack, and then the guardian would come in and just bam, 3k. They're very strong. And of course, like your gear and your cards, these things can get leveled up, and then you can evolve them. And to evolve them, you just need guardians of the same rank. So if I had 3 more 3 stars and 100k of my silver stars, I could get him from, well, I think rank 3 to rank 4. Alright, now I wanted this video to be short and sweet, so I'm going to end it on my favorite feature of this game completely. So let me just teleport into this, and I'll tell you what it is. It's fucking Farmville, bro! They've given us Farmville. So now, even when you run out of things, you can play Farmville in your game, and it's going to work out to your favor. So I can go through, I can collect all my things as you'd expect. Oh, I haven't got any wheat. I can collect my other things that I planted, where my wheat is, and that gave me 2 wheat. I'm going to replant it because I need more to feed my chickens, obviously. And I don't even know why I like this feature so much. I hate running out of things to do on mobile games, and I find that it's such a common occurrence that just to run out of things on, not every mobile game, but like MMORPG mobile games, there's just this certain amount of things you can do, and then it's like, oh, have fun. But no, we've got Farmville, and we can play with this, and the things don't take long to grow, so if you're really in the mood for grinding it, which I have, then it's not bad. And let me just take you back over to these guys. This is what it's all about. And I can click on one of these guys. The guys with the blue exclamation marks above their heads means I've got the items and I can complete it. They're orders. They come to your farm. They want some shit. You give it to them. You get some farm experience, some farm currency, some real experience, and sometimes you even get items. So let me just check on this bitch. No items. Her? No items. Any ones that I can't complete? Oh my god. They're all shit. Take my word for it. Sometimes you get items. Last time I was here, I got one of these things, which is a golden chest shard. And when I get 10 of them, I can fuse them into a gold chest. But even if they don't have items, it's still worth doing. I don't have the stuff for that. Every bit of experience counts. And I mean, it's fun. Like, I feel like I'm just trying to sell this game at this point, but I'm just so impressed at how many things they're able to do. Like, oh, I'm standing around and I've got nothing to do. If you look at the little button next to my D-pad, the little eyeball with 3/8 next to it, it's because I've used 5 of them already today. But if I tap on that, I'm going to go into True Sight or something like that. And here you can see a little golden thing sitting on the floor. If I tap that, and I can tap it, I find a hidden item. That was a really shit one, but it could have been a good one. When you find a good one, it gets like announced to the server, but you can get a permanent boost to your stats just by doing that and finding it on the floor. So far, I've found many boosts to my stats. And it's just by the hit of a button, making improvements. Alright guys, I'm done rambling on about why I like this game. Check it out. If you do, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And it would be muchly appreciated if you liked and subscribe. Catch you, boy.